MIDROC Ethiopia Technology Group is part of the overall investment in Ethiopia owned by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed Hussein Ali Alamoudi and led by Dr. Arega Yerdal. The group comprises of 21 companies focusing on mining, agro-industry, manufacturing, real estate, construction, transport, trade, and education. Out of the 21 companies, MIDROC Gold Mine, a company engaged in mining, and Elfora Agro-Industries, an agro-processing company, embark on new and major expansion projects worth 8 billion Birr starting from 2015. The new mine expansion project of MIDROC Gold, which is the third gold mining activity, will be implemented in the Bishangul Gumuz regional state in METG. Elfora's 3 projects, comprising of poultry, forage, dairy, and meat products, will be put into action in Oromia regional state in Neto, Shallow, and Wanji Kariftu farms, as well as in the Amhara regional state in Chefa farm. MIDROC Gold Mine, which is organized under the umbrella of MIDROC Ethiopia Technology Group, is the #1 mining company in Ethiopia. This company operates 2 gold mines, namely Legadembe and Sakaro, in the Oromia regional state, where it has been successful in optimizing and expanding the operations for the last 15 years. While extracting gold from these 2 mines, MIDROC Gold has been conducting exploration in various parts of the country in search of other potential resources. Especially the successful exploration made in the METG zone of the Benishangul Gumuz regional state over the last 10 years. With its advanced exploration work in this locality, the company went through extensive pre-feasibility and feasibility studies to determine the viability of the gold project at METG. The company commissioned an independent and internationally renowned consultancy firm, Birr Dolbear Minerals Industry Advisors of the United Kingdom, to determine the viability of the gold project. The pre-feasibility study was completed in October 2013, while the final report of the feasibility study, after incorporating additional exploration work mandated by the consultant, was produced in March 2015. The METG Gold Project is located 600 kilometers northwest of Addis Ababa in METG zone of Bulanwurada. MIDROC's gold success in METG, which is the 3rd mine next to Legadembe and Sakaro, is a result of systematic and extensive exploration made by employing geological, geochemical, and geophysical methods. The exploration in METG, which was conducted by Ethiopians, started in March 2005 on 1,965 square kilometers of land. During the exploration process, the company established a dedicated laboratory at Bulan to analyze samples gathered from the exploration activities. All the analysis that involved drying, grinding, chemical processing, and quantifying gold content from solution using atomic absorption was made in the Bulan laboratory. In addition to analyzing the sample at Bulan laboratory, 4,293 systematically selected control samples were sent to international laboratories in South Africa and the UK. Including the feasibility study, the exploration was conducted at a cost of 310 million Birr. The major tasks involved in the exploration work were collecting 1,611 heavy mineral concentrate (HMC) samples, and collecting and analyzing 1,365 stream sediment, 1,044 soil, 1,280 chip grab rock, and 15,959 channel samples from 220 trenches, 17,422 meters length. In addition to these tasks, a total of 47,681.06 meters drilling from 317 holes at 6 target areas that required a collection and analysis of 32,942 core samples was conducted. All in all, a total of 52,590 stream sediment samples, channel and core, collected from the 17 target areas were analyzed mainly by MIDROC's Bullen laboratory. Metallurgical testing of 2,000 kilograms of gold mineralized rock was also conducted at external laboratories. Within the METG exploration license area, MIDROC Gold has discovered 1.63 million ounces, 50.6 tons of gold deposit in situ in the ground at 3 locations, namely Jalaye, Fiti, and Cholo. With current technology, a total of 33.9 tons, 33,900 kilograms of gold will be obtained from the deposit. The exploration work at other targets is continuing to further enhance resources. Based on the study made over the years, the METG gold mine will have a mining production life of 15 years and beyond on further exploration activity. The overall operation in the METG gold site involves mining and processing of 17.2 million tons of ore at 2.19 gram per ton of average gold grade. The gold production in the METG site is planned to be managed in 3 phases. The first phase involves startup of the production in 2018 after construction and commissioning of the processing plant. The production capacity in Phase 1 will be set at 1.25 million tons of ore within a 4-year period of time. Phase 2 starts on the 5th year of production in 2022 when the Fiti and Cholo exploration sites join the production. In this phase, the production capacity will increase from 1.25 to 1.5 million tons per annum for 7 years until 2028. The third phase covers the period after 2028, with an additional deposit that will be obtained through the continuing exploration activity by MIDROC Gold in the area. The technology selected for gold production in the METG project is an open-pit mining method, where drilling and blasting is used to break the hard rock, loading with hydraulic excavators, and hauling using high-capacity mine trucks. The gold processing plant consists of primary jaw crusher, secondary cone crusher, and tertiary cone crusher. The milling circuit is equipped with 2 ball mills and hydrocyclone for classification. The tailing from the gravity feeds back to the ball mill. The cyclone overflow feeds the leaching circuit, the carbon in pulp CIP, and goes through a separate electroweaning circuit. From a financial perspective, METG Gold project requires a capital investment of $200 million, 4.2 billion Birr. During the 15 years production period, the company will produce and market 33.9 tons of gold and will generate total revenues of $1.3 billion, 27 billion Birr in hard currency. The total project will contribute $300 million, 6.3 billion Birr to the national treasury of the government in the form of royalty, profit tax, dividend, and the likes. The government will have an additional income from import custom duties and income tax from employees. The social benefits of this project will be significant. The METG gold mine will create job opportunities for over 650 employees and contribute to the local development through infrastructure expansion in the region. MIDROC Gold will continue operating the Sakaro and Lekedembe mines while developing the METG mine and putting it in operation. As a result, the gold production capacity of the company from the 3 sources will reach up to 4.5 tons per annum. Ethiopia is a land of enormous opportunities for investors, especially in the agricultural sector. Elfora Agro-Industries is the leading company that operates in this sector to develop the vast resources in the country. Elfora has long been engaged in the production and processing of agricultural products. Currently, the company is engaged in 3 specialized investment areas, namely poultry, livestock, and crop production. To support its integrated agro-processing industry development, Elfora has now embarked on a large-scale commercial production of animal feed or forage called alfalfa, mainly for own use and for sale in the local market. Whenever there is excess production of this forage, there is an attractive international market to sell, especially in the Middle East countries. Ethiopia has a staggering number of livestock, but there is an increasing reduction of grazing land and fodder supply due to expansion of agricultural lands, residential areas, and the degradation of pasture land. This has resulted in a shortage of feed sources in both quantity and quality. With the purpose of alleviating such problems, earning hard currency from the sale of processed forage, and the enhancement of the production of milk and meat for the local and the international market through the development of dairy and meat production, Elfora has taken the initiative of engaging in large-scale forage production. Alfalfa is a perennial crop that lasts 8 to 10 years in the field, but its production rate decreases every year directly related to the total amount of forage produced. Harvest is done every 4 to 5 weeks, and the number of harvests per year depends on the climatic conditions. Alfalfa production is to be accomplished on 2 sites, namely the Nettle Farm, which is located 150 kilometers southeast of Addis Ababa, adjacent to Lake Zwei, and Shallow Farm, 270 kilometers south of Addis Ababa near the town of Awassa. The climatic condition and altitude of both locations are proven to be suitable for alfalfa production. Necessary resources such as water supply for irrigation, electric power, and other required resources are also available. The alfalfa project consists of 3 stages of production activities. The first stage was a prototype pilot study which started in 2012 on 5 hectares of Nettle Farm prior to the investment decision. 6 different varieties of seeds from Australia and the United States were tested to identify the better seed type for production. The subsequent result of the experiment, tested in both local and foreign laboratories, proved the quality of the product with 22% protein content, matching prevailing world standards of supreme class. The pilot program also confirmed suitability of the area for alfalfa production in terms of weather, physical, and chemical soil characteristics and water quality. The output of the pilot program resulted in the decision of the owner and chairman of MIDROC Ethiopia to go for full-scale commercial production. The second stage was a semi-commercial project irrigated by 1 pivot covering 38 hectares of land and fed by 4 boreholes. This stage was aimed at experimenting production, yield, and quality of alfalfa at a relatively bigger scale. Performance of the chosen varieties were also monitored, and staff and workers were trained on the new technology and machinery. Two varieties were seeded with 6 months interval before and after the rainy season to assess the influence of rain in the emergence of weeds. Their adaptability have been proven with encouraging results obtained through the exercise. The third stage, which leads to full commercial production, involves 3 phases. The first phase covered 300 hectares of alfalfa production at the North Plot of Nettle Farm. The farm is irrigated by 6 pivots, fed by water stored in a 90,000 cubic meter reservoir that collects water from Lake Zwei and drilled boreholes. From this farm, a monthly production of 600 tons baled alfalfa hay is expected as of June 2015. The second phase involves development of 600 hectares of alfalfa at Nettle Farm. The activities include land clearing, leveling, building of a 120,000 cubic water reservoir, and the installation of 9 40-hectare capacity center pivots. More tractors and implements will be acquired, and some improvements will be made on the water supply system implementation. The third phase will be at Shallow Farm. It envisages developing 3,000 hectares of land under center pivots imported from South Africa from Center 360. So far, 7 pivots from South Africa, with a capacity of irrigating 30 hectares each, have been ordered to develop the initial 210 hectares. "14 borehole sites have been identified and drilling has already started. Initial results from the first borehole test indicate that there is an adequate groundwater that will be used in the project, in addition to the water drawn from Tikurwuha River near the farm. The alfalfa project is designed to be implemented using the latest technology, such as center pivot irrigation system, that helps conserve water and reduce the number of soil tillage and soil erosion that can occur with ground irrigation. Pumping and repumping stations. Modern harvest machinery like mowers, hay rakes, balers, and compressing units will also be used in this project. It also includes the construction of huge capacity reservoirs, warehouses, workshops, offices, and related facilities. To implement the project, the Elfora management have undertaken serious efforts to fulfill the environmental and legal requirements for large-scale forage alfalfa production. Accordingly, Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA, has been studied and approved by Oromia Regional State and federal government authorities. Based on the Environmental Impact Assessment results and the Forage Project Technical Report, water use rights have been attained from the Federal Energy and Water Resources Ministry. Bush clearing and tree cutting activities have been approved by the Oromia Regional State. Investment license has also been attained specifically for the project from the Federal Investment Agency. The total fixed investment cost of the alfalfa project is 1.6 billion Birr. The expected combined yield of the 3 phases, which will be implemented on 900 hectares of Nettle Farm and 3,000 hectares of Shallow Farm at full production, will yield 75,000 tons of alfalfa per year. In 20 years, the forage project anticipates to generate net sales of 10 billion Birr based on the average sales of 500 million Birr per year. The expected sales will consist of 80% foreign market and 20% local. alfalfa production project will contribute an average of 150 million birr per year to the government in the form of profit tax and generate 400 million birr per annum in foreign currency to the country. It will also create job opportunities for over 500 employees. The project also brings in new technology and contributes to the knowledge transfer. To make use of the large alfalfa forage production, Elfora has launched an integrated dairy and meat production project at Wanji, Kariftu, on 70 hectares of land, 15 kilometers south of Adama town. Milk and meat are the major products of this project. The overall milk production development plan is divided in 3 phases. The first phase is a prototype for initial pilot study with 500 borin cows. The main purpose of the pilot study is to evaluate Ethiopian borin cow performance under different feeding management techniques, crossing the borin cows with Holstein Friesian bull semen through artificial insemination practices, conserve and improve borin cattle through systematic selection and controlled management systems, and evaluate the weight gain of borin-crossed calves before weaning. In addition, there will be a limited milk production of 600,000 liters per year through an improved management system. Phase 2 involves a semi-commercial farm with 3,000 imported Holstein Friesian cows. The annual production is envisaged to be 21 million liters of milk. At this stage, Elfora will introduce a limited modern milk processing and packaging plant. The third phase is a large-scale commercial level of dairy production with 10,000 cows. The annual production is expected to be 60 million liters of milk by 2020. There will also be production and supply of dairy products in different packaging systems with a variety of products such as cheese, butter, yogurt, cream, powdered milk, and various milk products through modern milk processing and packaging systems. The meat production plan is carried out through the controlled feeding of livestock with high-quality feed like alfalfa mixed forages so that livestock can generate faster weight gains. The dairy farm and the primary ranches will be used as a source of cattle to supply the feedlots. The meat production starts initially with 2,000 cattle and progressively develops to the level of 10,000 cattle per year. The annual meat production starts at 300 tons and grows progressively to 1,800 tons per year at full production. This project demonstrates the importance of improved livestock management and modern ranching systems under tropical conditions. The Integrated Dairy and Meat Project uses different technologies based on the progressive development plan of the project. During the pilot study phase, the dairy farm is equipped with small milking machines, milk storage cooling tanker, milk cans, veterinary equipment, and artificial insemination equipment. The technology to be selected for the semi-commercial farm and the large-scale dairy farm will be different from the pilot study prototype, as the task involves the management of exotic high-productive cows that require a different housing, equipment, and cow and product management system like rotary milking parlors. The total investment cost of the Integrated Dairy and Meat Project amounts to 1.1 billion birr. At full operation of the project in 2020, 60 million liters of milk, 1,800 tons of meat per annum will be produced. The Dairy and Meat Project will generate 12 billion birr in 20 years at an average sale of 600 million birr per year. The project will contribute an average of 180 million birr per year to the national treasury in the form of profit tax and generates about 360 million birr per annum in foreign currency to the country by exporting 60% of the meat product. The government will also have an additional income from the operation-related imports and the income tax from employees. The project offers job opportunities for 600 employees and makes a significant contribution towards the infrastructure development of the region. The project also brings new technology and skill in large-scale milk and meat production through the engagement of foreign consultants and the training of local counterparts. Moreover, the Integrated Dairy and Meat Project will make substantial contributions towards meeting the growing demands for milk and meat in the country. For the last 15 years, Elfora has been the largest and leading poultry farm operator in Ethiopia. Over the years, it has been consistently producing on the average of 30 million table eggs and 500 metric tons of broiler meat per annum for sales, substantially supplying to the local market while exporting above 20% of the table eggs to the Djibouti market. With fast economic and population growth in the country, the demand for poultry products, especially broiler meat, has significantly increased. Pursuant to this fast-growing opportunity for potential market of poultry products and to maintain its leadership in the industry, Elfora Agro-Industries has decided to launch its second poultry farm as a greenfield investment in integrated modern poultry project in Amhara region, in addition to the Bishoftu poultry farm located in Oromia region. Following a careful review of the standard requirements for a modern poultry farm, Chefa is selected as the best location for the new poultry farm. Elfora Chefa Farm covers a total area of 1,773 hectare. Out of this area, about 300 hectare will be used for the poultry farm. The project site is located 340 kilometers north of Addis Ababa, near Waleti town, in the vicinity of Kombolcha, one of the selected industrial zones. The climate and altitude is suitable for poultry development. Water and electric power are also available for tapping when required. The new Addis Awash Kombolcha Waldia Djibouti Railroad passes very close to the farm through the Waleti train station. Hence, Chefa is considered an ideal location for the project in view of expanding Elfora's products to the local and international markets. The new integrated poultry project is designed to produce 65 million table eggs and 6 million kilograms of broiler meat. Depending on the emerging market situation, the project can be tuned to a production capacity that can easily be enhanced to 100 million table eggs and 10 million kilograms of broiler meat. Both table eggs and broiler meat will have value-added diversified products to meet a wide range of market demands. Eggs in liquid and powder state will also be made adequately available. Secondary meat products like burger patties, processed breasts, kebab, stir-fry, flatties, flavored portion, and spicy wings are some of the value-added ready-to-cook products planned to be developed by the project. Moreover, byproducts like bone and meat meal, organic fertilizer, organic compost, and biogas production will be included to attain further economic value for in-house use as well as for local and external markets. The technology selected to establish this integrated poultry farm mostly includes equipment and poultry houses that are of European origin. The study and installation process will also have European certification. Most of the machineries will be automated and will have a programmable logic control system which will enable the production process and machine function to be continuously monitored and controlled in real time. The poultry farm is designed to implement best national and international biosecurity and hygienic standards to ensure healthy flocks of birds and quality product outputs. The facilities include layers rearing, layers laying, broilers rearing, broiler breeder laying equipped houses, hatchery, abattoir, rendering plant, egg grading, packing, and processing plant. There are also ancillary units including liquid egg processing, feed processing, meat meal processing, and manure processing. The Ethiopian environmental policy requires all development efforts in the country to incorporate sound environmental management. Therefore, the new Chefa Integrated Poultry Project is designed to fit this requirement with an appropriate environmental management system. The project's total investment cost amounts to 870 million birr. The project offers primary products like broiler meat and table eggs, which will be produced at an annual average of 38,400,000 pieces of table eggs and 4,800,000 kilograms of meat for the first 3 to 5 years, to be followed by an average of 65 million pieces of table eggs and 6 million kilograms of meat per year thereafter. In 15 years, the project is projected to generate net total revenue of about 12.4 billion birr, with an average sale of 825 million birr per year. The project will contribute an average of 130 million birr per year to the national treasury in the form of profit tax and generates about 130 million birr per annum in foreign currency to the country by exporting table eggs and broiler meat. The government will also have an additional income from operation-related imports and income tax from employees. The project opens job opportunities for over 600 employees and makes contributions towards the infrastructure development of the region.